much, Chair. Secretary of State, during this lessons learned evidence session, it's important, as you said, that we know what went right so we can do more of it, and we know what's gone wrong so we can stop it and never do it again. Byline News published the official government records of meetings, and one of your ministers at the Department of Health met with Topham Guerin to discuss test, trace and marketing. So I'm a bit confused why you refused to answer this question at the evidence session on the 21st of July. I think it's either you don't know what's going on in your department, or you didn't further send clarification, as the chair had suggested you could do, or you deliberately misled the committee. Which one is it?
I'm sorry, I haven't deliberately misled the committee. I don't really understand the previous...
So on the 21st of July, I asked you the involvement of Topham Guerin with the test and trace with the Department of Health, and you said it's got nothing to do with the department. But on looking at the ministerial records, one of your ministers have actually met with Topham Guerin to discuss test, trace and marketing. So it has got something to do with your department.
Right. We meet an awful lot of people, and we meet people who can help us to tackle this virus. And as far as I understand it, Topham Guerin are an organisation which can help understand public sentiment, public views, and obviously the public's views are a material factor in how successful a public health intervention can be. It's not just about taking these decisions that we've been talking about and implementing them as we've been talking about. It's about how the public responds.
So do you know the involvement of Topham Guerin and what they've done for your department?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, they were given £1.5 million to do marketing for your department. And they must have done a good job, because that contract's now been extended and they've been given another £1.5 million. They were given £3 million in total. I think it is really important that we understand the role that Topham Guerin has played in the department, and that you inform the committee what they've done and how they've done it, so that we know whether we've received value for money. Because your Minister, Lord Bethell, said that lots of contracts have been given via informal arrangements. And I wonder whether Topham Guerin were given this contract because they worked on the Conservative 2019 election campaign.
As I say, Topham Guerin is an excellent organisation, and we use all sorts of excellent organisations in the Department for Health, and understanding the public's response to the actions that were taken are absolutely critical. Yeah. So I don't think there's any issue here at all.
I mean, it is interesting that you say that they're an excellent...
Also, there's a point about formality. All contracts in the department are properly signed off, and that's done by the brilliant civil service team, taking into account the conditions at the time. So,
Secretary of State, I think the National Audit Office recent report, would says something very differently.
No, on the contrary, if I can just respond to that point. The National Audit Office report demonstrated that within the department there are sign-off steps that make sure that even though we had to move incredibly fast in order to save lives, all contracts were signed off properly and appropriately within the civil service, within the rules. And in fact, the fact that the National Audit Office is then able to come and audit all of these contracts demonstrates the transparency of the system within which we operate.
Secretary of State, the National Audit Office says that all the paperwork is not present that they need to enable to follow the trail of contracts that have been issued. But there's 2 points I just want to quickly make. You said that Topham Guerin is a great organisation. Well, they have been found during the general election 2019 that 88% of their most shared adverts online between the 1st and the 4th of December contained misleading information. I'm not quite sure that qualifies them as a good organisation, but just going back to the National Audit Office, National Audit Office said that a company was put in the high priority lane by mistake. How is that possible, Secretary of State?
Well, the National Audit Office report, contrary to what you've just said, explained that it was able to look at all of the contracts that were signed. I think it's a strength of the British system that the National Audit Office can do that. Of course, there was a massive amount of work to get PPE to keep people safe. I'm absolutely delighted that the National Audit Office found no evidence.
Secretary of State, how can a company be put in a high priority lane by mistake?
Because all requests went through all of the appropriate stages of the procurement.
Secretary of State, this company then went on to get a £350 million contract.
Well, many businesses went on to get to deliver services for the NHS and for the...
But it's by mistake, and they didn't deliver.
No, I'm terribly sorry to disappoint you in this, but all requests went through the proper procurement process. Of course, that procurement process was the emergency process rather than the normal one, because we were in an emergency. We took, in terms of that particular route that you talk about, we absolutely prioritised credible offers to make sure that they could be. I'm finished. If I just finish the answer to the question, we prioritised credible offers where we found them. We prioritised credible offers where we found them. We took in credible offers from all comers. In fact, we did a public call to arms. We had support and proposals put forward that went into that were looked at from members of the Labour Party, members of the Liberal Democrats. The BMA were brilliant. We worked with them. The RCN, that we worked with them. We worked with anybody to make sure that we could get as much, in this case, PPE, as possible in those contracting arrangements, and that is all borne out by the National Audit Office report.
Nobody's denying it's a difficult job. Nobody's denying it was a mammoth feat to where we've gotten to. But if we're going to learn the lessons, we really have to be honest about what's happened.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
And the National Audit Office, I'm delighted to say, is able to come and audit all these things.
Thank you, Secretary of State. You've been very